Anthony Marnoyer has it on that wing. Here's a shot. Henderson made a wild snap work spell. Here's another shot. Right in front of score. Henderson has scored for Canada.
All right, welcome to the last episode of the season. So we're dressed up clearly, ready for vacation. It looks like you're gonna go fishing.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah, and I'm most likely I'm going to some kind of Cuban nightclub. So before I just wanted to start this episode, I want to just thank everybody for watching for the last year. This channel has actually been growing quite a bit.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah, especially during the OHL draft, starting from there, and looks like we're getting a lot of eyes. So that's good news.
No, it's surprising. Like, so many people tease me. Like, well, even me, I just think about it too. Like, hey, who wants to listen to us? We're just two guys that watch hockey and just talk about it, right?
Yeah. So we're at like 415 followers on YouTube now.
No, it's pretty crazy.
It's growing, which is great. So thanks everybody. Thank you too, man. Weekly basis, man.
Yeah.
Making a commitment. It's awesome. Awesome having you here, just talking about hockey, shooting the shit.
No, it's fun.
Yeah. So what do you want to start off with, man? It's been a crazy week.
Oh, first of all, I need to move. I can't see. I was going for the schoolboy Q look,
Yeah.
but okay, that's better. I don't know. Let's start with draft. What do you think? You went, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, just leading up to the draft with all these trades that were happening, you know, even Byron getting traded, moving to pick up. Yeah. So I was at the draft. I went 10 years ago to Buffalo for the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting all the way to the 300 section, just turning my neck to the right the entire night. And then I remember getting in the car, my neck's hurting. I was like, oh, damn. And then this time I was like, I want to sit dead center. So whenever I'm drinking or anything, I just looking straight. And it was a good view. Overall, it was a good experience. I just think there's some pros and cons to my experience at the draft. I think the pros is, I think just overall the experience, the budget went up. Let's just say that.
Oh, well, that's just inflation, right?
Yeah. No. I'm talking about budget like as in...
like the production. Okay.
Yeah, clearly it was the lights. You could even tell by the fans. There was diverse fans from pretty much everywhere, except I only saw maybe 3 Ottawa Senators fans. I was like, all right, you guys aren't going to represent? What's going on, right? That's just shot at them. Yeah, so... But I think just for the negative, it's like I get it. They changed it during COVID, but like now the general managers are not there. So 10 years ago, I could actually see maybe like Kyle Dubas talking to like Armstrong, and you're just staring at them. You're like, all right, clearly they're working out a deal or something. And then, 5 minutes later, Elliot Friedman is announcing that there's some conversation happening. But we would see it physically. But at this draft, you can't see any of that. You just have the players and their families sitting on those club sofa seats.
Yep.
And we're just sitting there just waiting.
Well, you know what it is? I bet you it's just like the GMs want to be close to like the data, right? Like they want to be right next to a computer and stuff like that, just so that they can get the information the fastest, right? Because it's all analytics based now anyways.
But
right?
I'm just talking about like from a fan experience. That took a lot away, because even a lot of fans around me, they're like, so what are we doing here? We're just waiting for announcements. And then number 2 was... I put my phone away. I didn't want to hear any trades or anything. I wanted to personally see it. And, because you're paying good money to see this draft. So you want to have a full experience. But then there's people behind you. Maybe, more people are just more anxious on their phone. So they're constantly checking the news. And they're already seeing, like McTavish got traded 10 minutes before they announced it. And I didn't want to hear it, but I overheard it. And I'm like sitting there like, oh, like, little moody. I was like, man, what the hell? Like, I didn't want to know. I wanted to like personally experience see it. Yeah.
It's like just like when you're at a Leafs, when you live like downtown and the goal horn at the ACC goes off like 20 seconds before they actually score.
Yeah.
On
so
TV,
it's
right?
Like, yeah, it's just kind of like a little buzzkill. So we're sitting there like, all right. But then by the time I think you hit maybe the 19th, I think it was the Buffalo pick, maybe the 22nd pick. I don't remember exactly what number it was, but that's when a lot of fans just left. So by the time it was like 24, 25, there was barely like 10% of the people left. So it was just either it's the teams that are about to draft or it's the real diehards. Diehard hockey fans are just sitting there. So my entire section was empty. It was just me and Cole just sitting there watching. But yeah, I ended up getting home at 2:30 in the morning. It's a long drive.
That's like when we went to the Owen Sound game.
Yeah, it was pretty late night. So yeah, there's pros and cons. Personally, I don't know if I would ever go back. I just think when you're looking at players and you want to study them and everything, it's just better of doing it at home where nobody's trying to ruin it for you. If there's a trade happens or anything, I want to have the actual experience of enjoying it and getting surprised.
Well, when they like in between the draftees, while the GMs were like, you know how they had the time, did they do anything or was there any?
No, they had they had the interviews on the side.
Okay.
But like from a fan's point of view, no, nothing really, no. So you're just sitting there waiting. The timer's going down, and then the timer stops for a while. If it stops for more than, let's just say it goes from 3 minutes, because it's not 5 minutes anymore, it's 3 minutes. So from 3 minutes, when it goes down to 0, then the timer just goes away. But then if they're not announcing it within 30, 40 seconds, the fans in general, they're just looking around. They're like, all right, trade must have happened. That's why they're not making a pick yet. And that's what happened. So there was like this delay. And I think they got to fix that as well with the production. Like there has to be something in between. And maybe just get the phones to cut off the phone internet lines.
Oh yeah,
because it's just annoying, man. People are just finding everything out, and they always want to know first.
There's got to be like when the president's in the area and everyone's phone is like
that's it. Yeah, they have to have some kind of radio silence thing.
Yeah.
It's all. Overall, I mean, I had a great time. There's so many trades. We could talk about a Dorofeyev trade, right?
Yo, that was wild.
Holy shit! Like, what is the Rangers doing?
That's what I was just gonna say. I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Yeah, like
well, clearly they think they're gonna compete next year, right?
They always think that. That's a Rangers mentality, just thinking that they're gonna compete. Like this is the retool they were talking about in the beginning of the year, like just to go replace Panarin with another 30 goals, like bring a 30 goal scorer, and then just try to get into the playoffs. Yeah, if that's the way they're gonna go, then Rangers are gonna be stuck in this cycle for a long time.
It's crazy that big. I guess they're trying to free up some cap space, right?
Yeah, but $11 million, 7-year deal? And then on top of the draft picks you traded, you gave the first rounder for this year?
Number 26 pick.
Yeah, number 26 pick.
Third round pick this year.
Yeah, third round.
And a first round pick in the 2028.
Yeah. I think that's protected, right? Lottery, I think it's protected.
I think so.
I think it's protected. Anyways, it's just 2 first rounders and a third. You paid for that. I mean, McTavish just went for 2 first rounders as well. I mean, we could talk about that after, but yeah, I just felt like it was a really good price for Dorofeyev. I know he's only 25 years old, back-to-back 30-goal seasons. He's a great player. You know, it's curious this year, Marner's been dishing out the puck quite a bit.
One thing I'm kind of curious to see is he a product of the system or the players around him, or is he actually like a third? Because he's not going to have the same amount of talent in New York that he had in Vegas, right?
I get the 7-year term taking with 32.
Yep.
It's fine. The age is great. Maybe $11 million will look a little cheaper in the long run. But damn, that means you're saying that he has to play on your first line. He has to be one of your big dogs. Because if he isn't, then it's going to start looking bad, right?
Yeah.
I mean, from what his production is, there's most likely he is going to be a great player. I just feel like where the Rangers are right now, I don't know if it's going to be the right fit. I'm not really bought in
You're not
yet.
bought in. Not me neither. I think like it's just a lot to pay just to be mediocre again. Right?
I really thought they should have pushed Vincent Trocheck sending out, bring McTavish. Maybe with McTavish, you get some picks for Trocheck if that was the push they're trying to do. I think they should have pushed and try to get younger, you know, with the centerman. I'm not talking about Dorofeyev in general, but I just think you got to build down the middle, and your team is getting older. Traded Vincent Trocheck and try to bring in pieces like that would have been smart.
What are the chances that Vegas has that 2028 pick?
They drafted. Remember, so even this draft, they traded 3 times. People are booing them 3 separate times, and third time they picked the tall kid. But I think they're gonna end up trading him.
That's what I think.
Yeah, they're gonna end up trading him too when they need to. But I think Peter Angelo coming back is a
big deal.
Big
just leadership wise too, right?
Yeah. I don't know if he's gonna be the best, the player that he was, but I think he'll still be a top 4 player, no problem.
No, I think he just like even defensively, just having just a shutdown guy, right?
He's so good. Yeah, closing out gaps and everything. So, yeah, I think Vegas overall did great. And on top of that, just trading down 2 times, they ended up getting, I believe, 3 third round picks out of it. So that's a huge win. But I think the biggest winner was San Jose Sharks.
Oh, by far,
man. Like
they possibly walked out maybe the 2 best players in the draft, right?
Yeah, because before the draft, I was like, okay. Before they got the 9th pick, I was like, all right, they'll end up getting Stenberg and they'll get Ryan Lynn, right? Like the 27th pick. I'm like, all right, if they kind of push out, they'll get Ryan Lynn. And at that time, I was like, all right, that's maybe the best offensive defenseman they're gonna find, right hand shot. But then they made that Ottawa trade. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the trade with Eklund with Ottawa. Got the 9th pick. I was like, all right, 100% Rudolph is going at number 9 straight to San Jose.
No, but he went at 4.
He went at 4, which it was pretty funny looking around at the crowd, and a lot of people didn't even know who Rudolph was.
Yeah,
Daxton Rudolph, and I'm excited. We see this kid, like he is so offensively skilled. I think it's honestly. It was a good pick. Maybe it's a little more riskier than a lot of the defensemen that went after him.
Even we were talking about it yesterday, and I'm like, Buffalo, like most of their defensemen, they're like shutdown guys, right? Yeah. And I think they have Darlene, and he's like pretty good offensively. But I think this is another guy you can play on another line. Yeah. And kind of. I see
Darlene more of a complete defenseman. Yep. He could play both ways, amazing. And then now they brought in another element into a pure offensive defenseman. Mm-hmm. It gives the
just a different look, right?
A different look, exactly, right? So, team is looking good. I think Buffalo's looking good. I was a little surprised with Buffalo making that pick because I thought that they'll try to get somebody right now. So try to trade that 4th pick, get somebody right now to help out. I get it with this. I get the pick why they made it. I just thought that they would not have that pick by the time that they got to number 4. They would have most likely made a trade with Winnipeg or something. Got Hellebuck. Maybe
he's still there, right?
Yeah, Hellebuck's there. I was just thinking maybe, they would have tried to get Hellebuck and maybe Cole Perfetti. I'm not saying he will replace Tuck, but I thought maybe they would try to bring in a winger like that and get some kind of goal scoring on the wing. You add some third line depth.
Well, even Hellebuck, and then you're good to go. Like you don't have to score as much if you're not letting in as much, right? So
yeah, but it didn't materialize. So number 9, they got Verhoff at number 9,
which is surprising.
Great pick, great friggin' pick. Yeah, I think Rudolph may have changed that because I think if Rudolph wasn't going there, then they would have taken, a guy like Carson's or something, and they would have changed the entire draft. But Carson's going to Calgary. As I was saying, that was a great pick too.
I'm happy. I
was calling it Bjork to Winnipeg.
Great. I think that's a great pick. I think they got like possibly like maybe the 3rd best player in the draft.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think they lucked out.
I like Bjork, man. As I told you, he's a great player.
A lot of people are gonna like bash him just because he's so undersized.
But no, he's versatile.
He plays bigger than he actually is.
And he's so versatile. You can make him play any situation.
Probably the most NHL ready, right?
And where he's coming from, Winnipeg is not gonna feel far from home, just like the weather conditions and the towns that they're from. So I believe he looks like he's a humble kid too. It looks like maybe a good fit.
Yeah, I feel like now too with all this movement, like the Brady Tkachuk thing, where he went. To thing, and then even Matthew Tkachuk, and now they're talking about Auston Matthews. I bet you going forward, a lot of Canadian teams are gonna probably pass on these U.S.-born players, right?
It will, yeah. I think if it starts moving more and more, especially the smaller teams, the smaller market teams, right? They're gonna be like, are we even gonna risk this? Do we want to have this problem in the future? And they may just go some other direction.
Even like now, Hellebuck, right? He wants to leave and go somewhere else, right? Most likely it'll be.
But I mean, Hellebuck was a late pick, anyways. I mean, I think from all the people, he deserves this move. Like, if he wants to move, he's tried his hardest to win there, and he's got to a point he wants to win. Even Winnipeg fans, they appreciate what he has done. It's time to move on. But a lot of the other players, it feels like you're not really. You're just leaving because Team USA, you feel like, you want to win right now, and they're most likely either captains of their team or main leader guys, and it feels like they're kind of ditching their team, right? I think with Winnipeg, they're in a different direction. They're kind of retooling in a way. So maybe
it's so sad because like they were so close, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what happened. They're playing in the Central Division, right? It's really tough to kind of stay competitive for that long. Winnipeg's been competitive for a very long time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right, but I think Bjork really helps. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to play in the top 6 right away.
Yeah. Hopefully Perfetti takes like a big step too, right?
I thought he was going to do it last year. I feel like he may have plateaued, man. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I was really high on him. It's just last year he wasn't
kind of dropped
that great.
Yeah. Either. No, well, it's year 3 now, so. Yeah.
No, it's not year 3, man.
Is it 4?
It's more than that now. I think Perfetti is 23? I think Perfetti's 23.
But I think it's just is like 3rd year in the league, I think, because I think he's first year he was
3rd year in his league. So this may be the 4th year that starts.
Okay.
Yeah. So still I get it, but it's just I was expecting more from him. I thought he was gonna be a big X factor for the Jets, and they couldn't really push ahead with him. I mean, they started catching fire in the second half of the season. By then it was already too late. So that was another story. So Dorofeyev, we talked about. McTavish,
Yeah.
I think
Michigan.
that's a great move for St. Louis, especially getting a guy in that caliber. You know that he's what he is.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 picks, end of the day, they're mid. One's a mid. Yeah, it's a mid first rounder. One is a late first rounder. So they have so many picks. They had 5 picks, I believe.
Yeah.
I think it was totally worth it.
And they're another young team too, right?
Yeah.
Like they got a lot of young pieces there.
I just don't understand St. Louis's point of view. Oh, no, sorry, not St. Louis. The Ducks' point of view.
Yeah.
You guys, it feels like you guys taking 2 steps forward and then 1 step back.
Mm-hmm.
Like you guys traded a McTavish. So
even they got rid of the rights to Carlson yesterday too. The veteran D they brought in at the trade deadline.
Yeah, but I don't think he wanted to sign. But now he's gone to the Canes, which I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, maybe he wants to win.
Yeah, but is he going to sign there?
I think he will sign.
I think he's going to go to Washington.
You know what the thing is too? I don't think you make the trade if you're Carolina if you haven't talked to the player and said, hey.
No, but they gave a 5th and a prospect. I think.
But still,
no, they can't talk. First of all, that's tampering. What you're
no.
saying.
But I'm saying like you make the trade. You wouldn't have made the trade like thinking that he wouldn't sign with you.
No,
right?
they don't know. That's the whole point.
No,
it's a mystery. When you trade that, you have the window between the date that you made a trade till July 1st to negotiate with the player.
But I think they'll make something because they have so much cap space too, right?
No, I don't even think it was cast. I think John Carlson's going back.
He just wants to play.
I think he's going back to Washington. I'll be surprised. I was already heartbroken when he got traded. But I'll be heartbroken if he doesn't sign back. I think what Washington has done, bringing Alex Tuch and Kyrou.
Well, that's what I was just going to say.
Both likely going to come back for one more year. Go for this one run. If John Carlson wants to come back sign a 1-year deal. Win it again with the boys, you know? So he's won it once, and I think what Washington Capitals are and how they have the guys now, Protas another year older, I think he could definitely run the second line, and you got Dylan Strome on the first. I think they got enough firepower now that they could go deep.
What do you think about McMichael leaving and stuff?
I was kind of hurt on that trade. So I'm a Kyrou fan and a McMichael fan.
Yeah.
And when they got traded for each other, I was just like looking at the trade. I love Kyrou's, I feel like he could be a star player. He has shown flares, and then sometimes he disappears on the defensive end. But then you have Connor McMichael, who plays a pure 200-foot hockey. He plays amazing both ends of the ice, but you have Kyrou, I feel like, has more offensive upside. And Washington right now, unfortunately, needs the offensive side.
Yeah.
But I think
St.
Louis is getting a heck of a player, man. This is the style of St. Louis wants to play. McMichael fits perfectly.
Well, that was the crazy thing too, right? Because I'm like, oh, he's like a fan favorite there.
Yeah, oh man.
And
yeah,
so I'm like, kind of surprised you're trading one of your like core guys almost, right?
But they had to. Like you saw what the Kyrou trade was. The first rounder, you got, you got McMichael, and then you got another pick, I believe, and then I think a prospect went in there too. It's a big package for Kyrou, but that's what it took to get him out of there.
No, 100%.
Armstrong was very clear of what the price was. And now Robert Thomas is there. Is he sticking around? You got McTavish and Robert Thomas 1-2 punch. Is that how you're gonna build your team, or is he gone too for extra
more picks?
Yeah,
I know. Even the goaltending, right?
Yeah,
a lot of people are saying Bennington might move
to Florida, right? I heard.
Or who knows? Because they haven't signed.
Yeah,
Bobrovsky yet, right?
Bobrovsky's not coming back to Florida.
Yeah, he's gonna get paid.
Yeah, well, I don't know who's gonna pay him. Maybe he'll get paid, but I don't think he's gonna get the term.
Yeah,
whatever team does,
like a 1-year deal or something like
that. Maybe 2 or 3 max.
Okay,
I don't think more than 3. But what he wanted, I think he wanted a 6-year deal.
Yeah, something crazy.
You ain't getting that. You're not getting 60. Not for a goaltender, especially the money you want.
Well, especially the age too, right?
Yeah,
I don't know many goalies that are playing into like.
Because if you
44.
retire, I think if you retire, it hits the team.
It still hits the cap.
Yeah, but no, it's a penalty.
It's like dead space, isn't it?
I'm not sure exactly how it is, but it does hurt the team.
Well, that's what. Well, look at Carey Price, right? Carey Price got traded. I think was it this year or last year to San Jose, and it was just for cap relief, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know where Bobrovsky's gonna go, but I personally don't think anybody's gonna sign him more than 3 years. I just don't see it.
Yeah. I was gonna say it just came to mind. Did you hear? So Carey Price got he was in the Hall of Fame class. Did you see San Jose thing
San
where
Jose
they
legend?
Yeah, San Jose legend where they tweeted that. That was hilarious.
Beer tastes so good. So hot outside.
Yeah, very hot day today.
Holy smokes. What other news? What else has happened so far?
What do you think about the Leafs so far? Like the moves they made in the offseason, and what do you think they're gonna?
Well, Brandon Carlo got traded for third round. My brother was losing his mind. He's like, "What?" He's like, "That's it. That's all you're gonna get from him." I'm like, yeah, that's all you're gonna get.
That's the market rate.
But they picked up I believe they drafted Olsen with that pick, and I don't think it was a Rangers prospect, but apparently those kids were a lot of the prospects, a lot of the scouting reports had them in the top 50. So Toronto saw that like we could get these two kids and let's jump on it now. So they made that trade. I think it was more of immediate. Like they saw that they need to make this trade. They made it. I don't know. It's hard to say, man. Like for us too, we have looked at a lot of the first rounders, and then you go start looking at the second rounders, but then it gets more and more fuzzy, man. Like you don't know. They have a long road to go. The seventh rounder could become better than the fourth rounder.
Yeah, you never know.
Depending on development, right?
One thing I'm kind of excited for is I kind of want to see these AHL players now take the next step because they won the Calder. So hopefully next year, like Ben Danford, like Gruel probably on the fourth line with the team, and then same thing with Cowan, right? And I think one of the goalies is going to come up too. I think Hildeby's probably going to stay down.
He has to stay up.
No, it's Akhtyamov is also on a one-way deal too. So I think they can keep him down. It's just if they call him up and then send him back down, somebody can claim him.
I personally think Hildeby's going to be playing.
And Akhtyamov is going to.
Down. And then they're going to bring him up because end of the day, the truth is, how long is Stolarz going to stay healthy?
Healthy, yeah.
So, I think it does depend. Sorry, it does depend on the team's season. If they're going poorly, they may just want to run the two young goalies. Actually,
or maybe there's still a lot of time before the start of the regular season, right? They might still move Stolarz.
I mean, look, the trade that really threw me off in their draft was the Kosa trade. Detroit traded Kosa away for that 22nd pick, and they picked up JP. What was that kid's name? But they traded Kosa away to Utah.
Okay.
And Kosa, we saw his numbers for the Grand Rapids. He had a great year. But I think there's a prospect that finally was moving up, and a lot of Detroit fans thought that he was ready to take the step next year.
Yeah.
And now he got traded. I don't know. I wasn't really happy with the Red Wings. I thought it was going to be a bigger night for the Wings, but nothing materialized. It was a very quiet night for them.
And they still got to move Larkin, right?
Well, Stevie Eisman said that I'm not in no hurry. If I don't get my price, he's not moving. And I mean, that's how you got to play your cards.
What do you do if you're Larkin now going to
You're gonna have to loosen up your teams. You can't just go with 4 teams. You could demand it, but you still have 5 years left on your
yeah, I think you need to do something because the season's getting closer and closer.
It's gonna be very awkward for the captain to come back, still have the C.
Yeah.
Well, is he gonna be a captain?
I don't think he's gonna be the captain.
No, he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
No. You have to strip it away.
100%.
Yeah, it's most likely gonna be setting an example.
I know we didn't talk about it last week. What do you think about the Tkachuk trade?
I really thought that the 2029 pick, the Florida Panthers pick, it should not have been protected. That's the only problem I have with that trade. It should have been unprotected.
Well, I think honestly, Ottawa got a haul because I think for sure, Tkachuk probably told Ottawa that, hey, I'm not re-signing.
No, yeah, there was news coming out that 4 years ago players knew that you
didn't want to resign. Yeah, so he probably said it, and even still, he was gonna stay, and then
I think for what he is, 60, 70 point guy.
Well, I don't think he's eclipsed 70 in his career.
Yeah,
ever.
He does give a lot of energy to your team, right? I get that point, and he is a force in the forecheck. He's gonna be perfect for Florida going the first wave of the forecheck.
Yeah.
Because even his analytics number are in the 90s. It's in the 90 threshold, so it's really good. But overall, for what Ottawa needs, Ottawa had to move on from him regardless. I don't think it was going to work.
Yeah.
For the trade, I just think it should have been unprotected. I don't know if it's a haul. I can't really say it's a haul.
Well, they got 3 firsts, right?
Yeah, but I can't really call it a haul. I don't. It's
They got 3 firsts, and they got what, the 9th this year, right? And then
I like Eklund a lot, but then you had to go and settle for Eklund. I just felt like what Ottawa needs, especially with that pick, they could have got something bigger, right? And especially where there's no players coming back from Florida, I felt like it was just picks. It's very confusing for Sens fans. What are we doing? We brought in Eklund, so now are we going to be pushing deep into the playoffs, or are we still retooling?
Well, I think they're going to be competitive either way because they still got a young team, right? And I think the biggest question mark for them was goaltending. Once they figured out that like late in the year last year, they look like a good team, right?
Yeah.
I think they were one of the hottest teams.
Well, they actually are better without Brady in the lineup.
I think so
when
too.
You look, even numbers wise, proves that they're better without him. But still, end of the day, you could say replacing a guy who puts that much energy into the forecheck is hard to replace that.
Sometimes he takes a lot of bad penalties too, right? So.
Yeah. But Eklund, there's a lot of pressure on Eklund to go and play in the first line. Maybe they'll throw him on the second line to ease.
Well, he's playing with Sanderson too, right? So it's not Sanderson. Who's the other? Stützle.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I just think, I don't know. Is he going to be playing in the first line? A lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I just think maybe Ottawa. I felt like Ottawa should have made another move to bring somebody else in as well.
Well, no, it's still early, right?
It's still early, yeah.
They can probably possibly flip those. That's the best thing, right? Like, look at Calgary.
Free agency's on Wednesday.
Calgary is a perfect example, right? Like, they acquired all those picks, and they
Calgary, the Nemec move. Yeah. I feel like it was a great move. They traded Colorado's late first rounder.
Yeah, which is pretty much a second, right?
And you traded Vegas' late first rounder to take a chance on Nemec. I understand from Jersey fans or other fans who have seen Nemec and they think this guy's not going to form to anything. It's still a low sample size. He hasn't played enough. I feel like he's going to be playing ahead of Prick, I think. Minute-wise, maybe power play. I don't know how they're going to be shifting between each other. I believe he'll have a bigger role. So I think it's a good gamble, man.
I was going to say Calgary, defenseman-wise, they got quite a few players, right?
Yeah. Just now, Carson's how he turns out to be. It's going to be
because they
good
got
development.
They got 4 defensemen. Like their top 4 in the next couple of years pretty much going to be like Ball. Then you got Prick. Then you got Nemec and Carson, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about Carson staying home?
Oh, okay. So that was another negative thing, I think, but overall with the draft. Well, first, I had people around me laughing. Some guy was making jokes because they said that, he's at the farm working. And then they show him literally sitting there with his family. He's dressed up like, his mom put his shirt on or something.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, and then some guy's like, he's not working on the farm. He's just sitting there relaxing.
No.
I just felt like there were so many players that didn't show up. When did that ever, it typically used to happen in the past when there was a second rounder who wasn't sure he was going to be drafted in the first round, and then he wasn't there for the night because it was a huge surprise. They pulled out a random guy. But a lot of the guys knew they're going to be drafted in the first round. They were not even there. Yeah. So I felt like it was a little letdown, especially the night how special it's supposed to be for you not to be there. Unless it's a special circumstance. I think working at a farm is not a special circumstance. I think he should have been there.
I don't know. A lot of people were saying there was a YouTube channel, or was it YouTube or TikTok? Some guys this guy's staying at home. Maybe he won't leave Calgary, right?
No, I don't think he will. It was a good pick. Yeah. It was a good pick. Hometown guy. So
yeah.
But yeah, I think the NHL needs to make it a little bit mandatory, man. Something more for the fans because the tickets are not cheap, man.
No, 100%.
They start for the $100 and then go up.
What else was big in the draft? What do you think about? We talked about pretty much every Canadian team. The only thing we left is probably Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver, Manny Malhotra, which we're not
Drafted
surprised. Then they chose Peter Nevetny.
Yeah,
great pick, great friggin' pick. So I think Vancouver did a good job too. I got to talk to all sorts of fans. I would just randomly go around and start talking to people.
Yeah,
everybody was in good spirits. But the highlight is that the Carolina Hurricanes had the I think it was the second last pick or third last pick, and there was a Carolina Hurricanes fan wearing the Aries jersey, Zamboni driver.
Okay, Ayers.
Ayers, yeah, and you could see him cheering because Carolina Hurricanes are about to draft, and he's been sitting there all night. And then they're like, we have just traded our first rounder. And he literally got up I could see him. He got up from his seat and he just walked out. And he was literally the only Carolina Hurricanes fan there. It's so funny.
All of them are probably still partying, right?
Yeah. I'm like, holy smokes. So you spent money to come here, sit all night, and then your team doesn't even draft anybody and you just walk out.
For me, on the Tkachuk thing, if a player doesn't want to be here, I want him gone.
Yeah,
I don't care how good he is. If he's not committed to the team, what's the point of having him there?
I'm just thinking that teams have to think twice now to putting a C next to your
name. 100%.
It feels like it's not the value isn't there for that captaincy on your chest like it used to be. A lot of players don't even care if it's on them.
Well, even a lot of people, some players are getting the C's, and you're like, is he really
Okay, when did Brady get that C? Because now the whole thing I started thinking about was when players found out 4 years ago that he didn't want to re-sign.
Why did he still have it, right?
What? Well, no, I don't know if he had the C before that or did he get it after that.
I think he's been the captain now for a while ago, right?
Can you check when he got that C? Because I was questioning that C. I was like, did the organization put that C on him despite knowing that he may not sign here?
No, it says it was named the 10th captain of Ottawa Senators franchise history on November 5th, 2021. So, yeah, 4 or 5 years.
So 3 years after Brady got drafted, he becomes a captain.
Yep.
The 10th captain of the Ottawa Senators. That was 5 years ago.
Yep.
4 years ago, players already knew that he didn't want to re-sign with Ottawa. How do you make him your captain the year before, and then he already doesn't want to be here?
So, question. Do you think he's going around telling people, hey, I'm not signing, I'm not sticking around? Or do you think people just had like the inkling, like a feeling?
Knowing this guy, this is my assumption. He had a couple of drinks and he's talking to the guys in the room and he's already talking about it. He doesn't want to be here.
Okay.
I don't know. It just seems like his personality just seems like he would just blurt it out whenever.
Which is crazy because last 2 years they had pretty like good runs, right? Like they made the playoffs.
Forget about that. I'm talking about an organizational standpoint.
Yeah.
There's already, the story going on that he doesn't want to sign here. He's saying all this so-called PR bullshit. I want to be here. Who told you that I don't want to be here? The fans are the ones who are saying I don't want to be here. There's so much distractions. That's why I want to leave. No. You clearly know you want to be. See, that's what I'm saying. Especially you, because you are very, as a person, you get very gullible or naive when you hear certain stories and certain players saying something. You're like, oh, you know what? Let's give this guy a benefit of doubt. Sometimes, a lot of times, if you want to read a person, read between the lines.
No.
Reading Brady, I'm looking at the Ottawa Senators' point of view. How don't you know that your future captain doesn't want to be here? And you gave him the C.
Well, even Brady Tkachuk, he seems kind of Jalak, right? Like Jalak is like, doesn't he?
Cunning, yeah.
Yeah, he's very cunning. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what we're saying. But
I don't think he's cunning.
You don't think so?
No, I want to say in a polite way. I'm trying to figure out a polite word to say. He's not cunning. No, he's not a snake. I just think he's not the smartest. He's not the smartest guy in the room. Yeah. Let's just say that.
He's like, it's funny because like you're saying this because I always defend Marner, right?
Yeah.
But Marner seems like a little bit more pola than like a little bit more innocent, a little bit more soft. Like you know what I mean? Than thing.
My issue in general with today's sports is a lot of these players. We cannot resonate with these players because they come from rich families. And they're already on a stepping stone even before they step into
look how expensive hockey is getting, right?
Yeah, and apparently, like, if you want to invest in your kid from a child going all the way to the NHL, you're spending about $250,000. That's an average. An average person spending almost $250,000 getting your son to somehow, hopefully, play in the NHL one day. That's a lot of money to invest in a kid.
No, 100%.
So I'm saying right from the get-go, from a lot of players are going into the draft, going to the NHL, there's such a huge separation between the normal common man and an NHL player. So there used to be a time back in the 80s and 90s when normal people could idolize hockey players. But now I feel like that is separating. There's only a handful of players in the league that a kid could look up and be like, I idolize them. Like as a human. As a person that I could understand, but not as a skill wise. Of course, these guys are really good, but I'm saying like human point. But I think as the generations are changing, the more money's going into the sport and the more money you got to spend, I feel like that separation is getting further and further. So I'm just looking at Brady's point of view, the organization. I think they dropped the ball on giving him the captaincy. You got to make that C worth something. And for Ottawa to give it to him, and then rumors coming out that a year after he got that C, he was already planning on leaving. How does that make your organization look like? So that's how I question it. Auston Matthews right now, he has a C. Does he actually,
deserve
is
it?
he honored? Is he honored to wear that C? And does he want to be here, or is he thinking about leaving? And that's more important than going with the ship.
Well, even now, like I feel like the C, it doesn't mean as much. Like.
No,
a lot of players, they just get it because they're the best player on the team. That's why, like, you look at Colorado where Landeskog's the captain. I feel like, it means something there with the C, right? And same thing.
I even with the Jets, I know Adam Lowry was a random captaincy, but He's a locker room guy.
Yeah.
He's been there for a very long time, and the players respect him. So your best player doesn't always have to receive that C.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's the guy who actually is the heart and soul of the team should have that C. Clearly, Brady was not that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think teams moving forward should understand that they got to start taking a little more seriously who they give the C to. Don't give it to your best player, or don't give it as a negotiation tactics that sign here long term and we'll give you a C. That's, it should never be like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem I have with a lot of these teams. Like Larkin has a C as well. Does
Larkin's
he deserve
been there
it?
forever, right?
Yeah, I know, but
I think for him,
I don't think he truly, especially with the captains that have come before. The Detroit Red Wings captaincy means a lot.
Well, yeah.
And I feel like if you're passing it over to players that, he's the best player on the team, let's give it to him. I think that's the wrong way of going at it. It should mean more. And especially for the Red Wings we could talk about Ottawa Center's 10th captain. Sure. It's a good organization. We have had successful players, successful season in the early 2000s. But the Detroit Red Wings organization general for the last, not last 10 years, but before that, maybe the last 30 years before that, was the most successful organization in all of sports, even all of pro sports or all of hockey. So it has that respect. And now I just feel like a lot of these players are just they don't care about that C. So, and that's the organization's fault. They should be able to analyze their players, analyze the locker room, and understand who deserves it. Or if nobody deserves it, then don't give your C out. So that's the thing I have with Brady. So yeah, just do better. Any other news? What else do we got?
Hall of Fame class. What do you think about it?
Oh, okay. So I also have an issue with the Hall of Fame class. So my first is who made it? Brian Burke.
Yeah, he went.
As much as he's done for the game, but I felt like Don Cherry it was time. It was time to give it to him. And again, snubbed. So that was one. That was for the Builders. And number two,
even Burke, like a lot of people are forgetting all that early success he had in Anaheim too, right? So
yeah. No, I understand. I feel like he would eventually made it, but I think Don Cherry was
well, even him, he's done a lot for the sport, right? Like he was GM of the U.S. national team for a long time, and then he was in Toronto. Then after Toronto,
but it was just it was the Vancouver run. And you could talk Vancouver about the Ducks. I think those were the two things for USA. The teams didn't do that great.
Yeah,
Toronto, he didn't do that great. So I wouldn't use that for his career. It's been a long career. Listen, I'm just saying. Eventually, he deserved it. I felt like Don Cherry, like it was his time to give it to him. Yeah. That's one. Number two, Keith Tkachuk.
Yeah,
I like you got Zetterberg waiting.
Yeah.
End of the day, there hasn't been a single season where Keith Tkachuk led anybody with anything other than maybe penalty minutes. So I felt like there were so many other players ready, and I think Zetterberg is that guy. He deserved to be there this year. So I was kind of surprised. I felt like he's a Hall of Famer of really good players, but not a Hall of Famer. It's just meaningless. Keith Tkachuk should not be there. I mean, you got Curtis Joseph as well sitting there waiting too.
Yeah.
Chris Osgood's been sitting there. Like, I think Chris Osgood's a Hall of Fame of being a really, really good goalie. Won a lot of cups, but maybe not, in that caliber. So anyways, I just thought Zetterberg should have been in. Overall, okay, so my question to you, what's the highlight of this entire season for you? Do you have a moment?
I was going to say it's probably because it's just more recent. When the Leafs got the first overall. just like sitting there and
it's you as a Leaf fan.
Yeah.
I would say just the overall feel good story of Matthew Schaefer.
Well, there's that
for Long Island. I feel like that was it was a really good story this year.
Yeah.
And even he's such a likable guy. You saw at the draft too, but I think that was overall just watching that and following along this kid's journey this year. That was a breath of fresh air.
Well, even like I was thinking feel good stories of the year. It was when I remember Marchand, his best friend's daughter, I think, passed away from like cancer or something. The team gave him away so he could go back and coach her team or something, right? So I thought it was like nice feel good story of the year.
Yeah. My disappointment for the entire draft was the Columbus Blue Jackets. I get it. Everybody keeps thinking that they're a farm team for other team. This team is never going to go successful, and their fan bases are college fan bases, and the Blue Jackets.
Even now they're talking about moving Werenski.
Okay, I feel like I could fix that organization personally. I feel like that the team needs a philosophy change. They don't have a common goal. I feel like they don't have a long-term plan. They just develop a handful of players that become good players, and then by the time they can't keep adding to that core, then they have this huge couple of years where nobody comes through, and then by the time the second patch is coming through, the first patch already wants to leave. So they have this huge what is it called?
Revolving door?
Yeah, but what they gotta do is I get it. You guys are not good enough to make the playoffs, and you guys are not bad enough to finish all the way in the bottom. But there has to be a year. Pick a friggin' draft year where you're like, screw this. We're gonna draft like 10 kids, and they're all gonna go together. We're gonna have 5 first-round draft picks, and we're gonna go heavy. Because their drafting sucks. I went through the entire drafting list since they have been existing. And their first years, holy smokes, they are the worst. I'm surprised that not everybody has been fired. Like, they should fire everybody and start from scratch. Because their scouts, amateur people like you and me, I feel like we could do a better job, man. They miss a lot.
We just pick safe, right?
Like, holy shit. They just, every year, they mess up. So, Blue Jackets, just draft for friggin' just trade your players. Pick a year. If you're going to trade Werenski, you're going to trade Marchenko. Because now clearly you guys are going to go through a rebuild again. Don't pick next year. Don't take the picks from next year. Take the year after that, 2 years from then, and keep stocking up picks from that year moving forward. And then you just draft and just commit to drafting instead of going and signing guys like Charlie Coyle. It's like, what are you guys doing? You guys are not trying to be bad enough to be on the bottom, but not good enough to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good enough. You guys need winning culture, and you guys, whatever you guys are doing, you're not going to create winning culture. Not with what you guys are doing. Zach Werenski is your Norris Trophy. He won the Norris Trophy. Marchenko's becoming one of the best wingers out there. And now there's rumors that both of them want to leave. They don't want to re-sign. Like, that's devastating. And then once these guys are gone, you're going to get the new prospects. Then guys like Adam Fantilli is going to be like, I'm out too. I don't want to be here anymore. Yeah. So it's just a revolving door. I just go scorched earth, pick a year, and then commit to it. And just keep drafting, and then get all these kids to come up at the same time. It's the only way, man. They're just not going to, nobody wants to go there. It's actually, think about it. You got Winnipeg, and you got Columbus. And nobody wants to go to Winnipeg. And Columbus, it seems like people want to leave Columbus right away. But Winnipeg has a family culture. Like, the players that commit there, they are loyal. Like, their organization is loyal. And at least they got that going for them, even though people don't want to come in. But a lot of times players don't want to leave. But Columbus, it's even worse than Winnipeg, the situation. So you got to change the mindset for every player out in the league and just your entire developing system. Something has to go. Something has to change. So I think they were the biggest losers. As I've seen Oscar Hemming play. He's a good player. I just felt like there are other options that they should have taken instead of Hemming. Overall, man, I'm just happy. It's been a good year. It's a great year for this podcast. And gonna enjoy the summer, man. Need this break. We've been running on fumes for the last few weeks. With this
it's nice because there's a lot of news, so it kind of gets you energized, right?
For sure. So we'll be back sometime in September. We'll go through the summer of all the moves every team has made, signings, trades, and then we'll break down. Maybe give them a letter, season preview, and then looking forward to next year, man. Yeah, so it'll be fun.
Be exciting.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody, and we'll see you next season.